So right now I am in the van and I'm standing, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So here's just like the inside, a little rough version of what it looks like. It definitely still needs to be, you know, insulated and made to look pretty, all of that good stuff. But overall, amazing, freaking amazing. That's the front, and there is, I guess I'll show you. There's like, they had to leave, obviously for structural purposes, a little, like this little area right here. So probably build that out for storage in the future, because it's a huge space. Like there's so much there. But yeah, so they had to leave that little part of the old roof on it, but other than that, all the way to the back. And there is an option that if you wanted to have another little platform on the end, they give you that option as well. They ask you like which one you'd prefer and you get to choose. So, well, at least with my van, that's how they did it. Weighing like pros and cons, it came down to like what's more important to me, stealth and blending in, or being able to stand. And it doesn't seem like being able to stand would be a big thing, but when you spend a lot of time in your van, you know, traveling and all that stuff, and granted, like, yeah, sure, you're gonna be outside a lot that's the whole point of living in a van, right? At least for me, I wanted to live in a vehicle so that way I could be outdoors more. However, you still do spend an awful lot of time inside. Like, you know, there's days where you just want to rest. There's days when it's really cold. There's days when it's really hot. And I just didn't want to be limited by having to crouch over and all that stuff. I just felt like in the long term, I would be more comfortable if I could stand. And you know, it's just a personal choice. I don't think that being able to stand in a van is a requirement. It was for me, but again, just a personal choice. So when it came to stealth versus standing, in my case, the standing option totally won. It won that battle. So I still don't think that stealth is going to be a huge issue for me. Granted, with this van, I probably won't be able to park on like residential areas, which now that the van is once the van is finished, I don't plan on being too much in like the city and the suburbs and residential areas to begin with. I plan on being more in like rural areas and, you know, national parks and campgrounds and things of that nature. So that's also partially why I did it. I think that had I intended on staying in either the suburbs or the city where there's a lot of people and a lot of traffic and just, you know, just a lot going on and stuff like that, I don't think that I would have gotten the top. But again, that's why it was a personal choice for me, because of the fact that I'm not going to be in those areas very often. So shouldn't be too big of an issue. So the top that I chose was 30 inches. So then I measured the entire like height of the van from the floor of like the ground to all the way to the top, and it stands now a little bit over 8 feet. And then I measured the inside from the floor of the van to the top of the van. Granted, there's no, like the floor is not done and there's no insulation on the top, like on the interior of the top yet. It's completely bare. But as of now, the inside height is a little over 6 feet. I believe it's like 6 foot 5 inches, something like that. Just to clarify, I did have a company professionally, you know, install this top. The whole thing with the top was done by a professional company. Here's the company that did it. They are called FIBERINE. This is, where is it? Here's their phone number. This is their website, obviously. I will definitely put their information in the description box. I'll link to their website. I had seen a lot of ways to kind of do a DIY with this stuff, and then I had seen a lot of tops that were professionally done, and just based on who I am and the skills and the knowledge and the capabilities that I have as a person versus what the overall outcome I wanted to have, I didn't trust myself, honestly, to be able to do a DIY version of an extended top, because for safety reasons, I just felt like having a company that knows how to do this, will professionally do it, it just seemed like, again, for me, my situation, the person that I am, and the knowledge that I have, to be the safest and smartest option. Where I am right now, it's been raining for a while now, and like not just like a little like trickle kind of rain, like a whoosh, like downpour kind of rain, where yeah, like some rain. And there's been no leaks, there's been nothing. So I mean, they did an excellent job. This is like the old part of the van, and then this is the extended top. So I don't know, it's really hard to see because there's not a lot of space, but they just kind of, they bolted it all around, like, and obviously once the top is, or the van is done, this is going to be covered up. But so they just bolted it, and it goes around the whole thing. And then they put a silicone seal all up in here. They did it in one day. It was a one-day thing. I got there, dropped off the van at like 10, 11 in the morning, and by 5 p.m. the van was back in my possession. The top was on, and like I said, the guy is just genuinely really nice. I've just been standing in here as much as I can, just because I can. And it's been wonderful. But yeah, so now the top is on, and it is officially time to start, you know, the next steps. So probably next it's gonna be, I think, insulation. That should be fun.
There goes a sight from my soul.